Alrighty, so a former student has sent me this amplifier which they've been working on, and they've got a few specific questions, but I thought this would be a nice chance to do something which students often find quite difficult, and that's thinking about design work and holistic approach to analog circuits. I think one of the problems that people come across, by people I mean students, is they feel that there are so many options available they don't know where to begin. When the circuit gets a bit bigger than a few transistors and where you can't just learn the equations to decide how it should work, you have to make some choices, and those choices influence other metrics of performance beside the one that you're considering right now, and you might have to go back and reevaluate those choices later. And of course you have to hold in your mind a lot of things about the circuit or the circuit blocks you're using, their advantages and disadvantages, and the reasons for doing certain things or maybe not doing other things. And then if you're really unlucky and you have to do industrial work, somebody might come along and ask you how much it's going to cost per unit, and you have to go back and have another think about it because it's too expensive to do it the way you wanted to. And of course this is quite difficult if you haven't practiced it before, because you have to pick somewhere to begin, and you have to know in your mind those pros and cons of your various decisions as you're going along. And it's something you can only really get through practice. It's very difficult to pick it up from a book. Best thing you can do, of course, is try and fail and learn from your mistakes, and it's a very slow process, but you learn the lessons very well, because usually it takes you hours or days or weeks or sometimes even longer to figure out why something didn't work the way you thought it should. And of course when you work it out, it stays with you better than somebody telling you how it's done. So I'd like to work through the circuit that they sent and not point out the mistakes as such, but it doesn't work at the moment. Even though in principle this circuit could work, there's some things that they've done which are going to make it so that it doesn't work, and if we discuss them we will talk about the reasons for the choices they've made and their relative merits, and see if we can make some progress towards providing a bit of confidence for people to attack design work if they don't have any experience or limited experience in the past. And I'm going to try and talk about the various stages, and I should think it will run to quite a lot of videos because there's quite a lot to discuss. I don't really want to completely change everything though, because a lot of the things that you do when you do this sort of thing, they're your choices,